Hey y'all, so it's your girl, your favorite hair loss specialist, Tebony, and we are literally live on Saturday because I wanted to bring one of my favorite clients on because she is the truth. Far as expressing how she feels, she's very transparent in the process and her experience of things. And she is one of my clients that actually deals with hair loss. So her journey is what we're going to talk about on today, and just the experience from the things that she has tried and what she has done, her overall thoughts on it. And we're just going to start so we can get in the thick of things. And, this is something that I am doing for women as a whole. But today is special because it is for the woman that is dealing with hair loss. And wherever you are at in your journey, I truly hope that you will find some type of informal information, some type of clarity, and just the peace in knowing that you are not alone in this journey. And I think that is so imperative that women know that they're not alone. A lot of times we go through things and we will just feel like, oh my God, I'm the only one that's going through this. And you're not. So today you're going to see my face, but you are going to hear my guest voice. I like to allow my clients to choose how they would like to basically share their story with you. And so here we are today in a setting to where we are going to do just that. So let's dive into it, guys. And if you have any questions after this video, or you may want to reach out and ask a personal question, know that you can always DM me. My information is available online, so you can have that, so you can connect with me. So I gotta introduce my guest. We're gonna call her Lady M. And we're just going to get to it. So I am going to allow her to share with you guys. I'm going to ask some questions, and then we're just going to kind of get into the groove of it all. And so, Lady M, I just want you to share with us when hair loss started for you and just your journey with it.
Well, at first I started researching trying to have longer hair. So going back 20 years, it was looking at Viviscal oral supplements and any type of product I can put on my hair to promote hair length. At that time, in my early 20s, I'm in my 40s now, I wasn't
and look good, FYI.
I wasn't having a hair loss issue per se. I had some thinning in my temples, which was, attributed to genetics, to family history. My hair has always been really long. It has been, however, not as thick as I would like it, or as I saw other black females having nice thick hair, even though none of us really appreciated it. Getting the relaxers and straightening it bone straight to death. I'm not natural. I tried to go natural a little bit and realized I couldn't handle it on my own. And that's what I'm finding. A lot of people that have gone natural, it ended up being a trend that we were all trying to embrace our natural selves, but a lot of us didn't realize how hard it is to do that on our own. And we need stylists that really care about our hair and know how to do all sorts of hair. All of our hair textures are not the same.
Right.
And you can't treat it the same or think that a video that you see of one person's hair that looks great, if that is actually going to work with your texture and length of hair.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to find that out the hard way. But luckily now I have Tebony, a stylist that actually really cares about my hair and is helping me process my hair loss.
Mhm.
I did not realize how bad it was until and I'm getting a little emotional.
Mhm.
I was devastated when you told me I wouldn't be able to get a sew-in. And y'all, I've been sewing in my hair as a protective style. Again, my hair has been fairly long, but I didn't realize how bad my condition was until she told me that I couldn't get this sew-in. So I panicked. Again, very devastated, but with her patience and care to my hair in its existing state and trying to get it healthier, trying to do what she can to stimulate my scalp, I'm working through it. It's been a process. I've visited dermatologists. I've even tried in multiple states to find black dermatologists that could, I was hoping, know better about a black hair and caring for black hair, treating issues with black hair loss. Unfortunately, I found that trying to stick with a black doctor, they didn't necessarily, I guess, learn in school how to deal specifically with our hair, even though they have that same hair. So really it's about finding a stylist that not only has healthy hair, quote unquote, in their bio, in the name of their business. It's about finding a stylist that actually wants to see you look, not just look better, but wants you to actually have healthy hair. And that's where a lot of us, we see that and it's like, oh, they say healthy hair, and meanwhile they're still ripping out your hair, ripping out the glue that they put in your hair, and not really rushing to do your hair, not really promoting lasting hair health. And that's what I found with Tebony. And even if I wasn't able to drive to her, it's a little bit of a drive. I wish that, I could find someone like her online to guide me. And like, it's been a process. I'm working through some things. But find you someone that can help you, that actually wants your hair to be healthy, and it's gonna take a while. It's a process finding someone. I've made the mistake of going to stylists out of convenience because they were close, or continuing to go to stylists that didn't respect, anything about me. They were just trying to get me in and trying to get the next person, trying to get me out, trying to get the next person in. And with Tebony, I found that she really cares about her clients as people.
Aww.
And
girl, don't make me cry.
You do. You really do.
Oh my goodness.
You do. And I think it's just a holistic approach. She wants us to be just better people. Hair aside, just a whole, better people as a whole. And she's nurturing at least me through this process of dealing with my hair loss. It's a devastating thing to me. And slowly but surely I'm getting better. When I come into the salon, I might be having the most hectic day, but it's not even about us talking or me venting. It's just her tender touch with my hair. And if you've ever had a old school hairstylist, or as they used to call them back in the day, beauticians, well, then you'll know the difference when you either have Tebony style your hair or talk with her online, do Zoom. You'll understand that there's a difference. There's not many stylists out there that's easy to find. So that's part of it, that have that old school mentality, that want to spend time on your hair and that care for your hair, that are just not slapping a wig on. And right now I'm wearing a wig. It's luckily my hair loss is not to the point where I need a prosthesis, but she can do that as well, and they look really good. I'm sure y'all see the pictures online, but I'm trying to get comfortable with wearing a wig, and I'm not the best at it, but she's helping me learn how to style it. So that's just kind of where I am in my process. Having her take care of my hair and me still trying to do research. Like I said, I was researching from 20 years ago, heard about things like minoxidil, but that's not a solution long term, because that's something you have to use for the rest of your life or it falls right back out.
Yes.
Now, I've looked at, it probably purchased every supplement on Amazon, at GNC, but it's also part of what Tiffany's moving into is us getting ourselves right within, not just in a mental space, but a diet is a big part of that. And supplementation with the right supplements, not just whatever they're promoting on TV or on some talk show, but actually supplementing with the right ingredients would also help us. And we got to clean our diets up internally. That's part of it too.
Yes.
So that's a big part of it. So you can take all the supplements in the world, put all the oil in the world on your hair, but it's a lot internally. And keeping ourselves from being stressed out if we can. It's a lot of that too.
Yes.
So that's kind of where I am.
Okay. So let's go back. Let's kind of take some steps back, and I want to know what your experience with going to the dermatologist, far as when you started that process, what was it like for you, to be a person, an individual that is going in there, and just from your experience, going and just the process that they took you through to where it got you to the point to where, almost I need to start doing the work for myself. Where did that stem from? At what point did you realize that your visits were just in vain to you? And I want to be clear, I only say in vain just because I have a relationship with Lady M, and we have been on this journey together, and I have been a part of her process to where she has visited the dermatologist, and her and I were excited for the appointment that she had. And when she came back, now this is a client, she's the ideal client. When you're looking for a client versus a customer, this is your ideal client. She comes in for her hair maintenance, and that's just washing, conditioning, her treatments, for her ends trim. She is all about the self-care of her hair, and so she has already taken the approaches and trying to find out where there is lack or where the root of the issue is to deal with it. And so in that part of it, I have become a part of her journey with her, because I give her hair the nutrients and so forth that it needs. However, there are some things that are out of my field that I don't cover, where she has went to a dermatologist to seek help. And I just want to know, far as the experience from when you first started and then when you began to realize, maybe this is just a part of the process that, I am not really seeing results from. So what has that experience been like for you?
Well, it's been very disappointing, and I'm just really sad about it, but I've realized that I need to rely more on my hair specialist, Tiffany, than the MD doctors. I went to more than one dermatologist, but it's a little bit intimidating because having to expose yourself and having to expose yourself with hair loss is a whole different ball game. I mean, it's like going to the GYN. It's that intimidating. And so I decided to seek out a black dermatologist because I thought they would understand my issue better, that I would be less intimidated by going to them, and that maybe they had seen other patients, other black patients that had the same or similar problems as I did. And unfortunately, I realized, I've been to actually 2 black dermatologists, that for me, they were the same as their counterpart that may not have dealt with black hair. It was more of a one-size-fit-all, like all doctors, well, not all, like many doctors, they, let me throw this at you, see if that works. If that doesn't work, come back, pay another office visit, let me throw something else at you, see if that works. Use over-the-counter stuff, which I researched myself trying to find a solution for my hair loss. So unfortunately, everything they were recommending was stuff I had already researched myself and or tried myself, and I was looking at the dermatologist as, I don't know, my savior, because they had this medical experience and medical degree, and unfortunately they didn't know my hair like my stylist does. My stylist is the one looking at the back of my head all the time, and they can tell an issue before me myself can. And so I just kind of learned that I need to be more cognizant of my own hair, but also that I'm relying a lot on my stylist to notice, hey, your hair's thin right here. Oh, hey, your hair's growing in right here. Are you doing something different? Asking those questions so they can try to figure out, oh, wait, I did do this month. That's why I may have a little bit, I was brushing too hard myself, or, I knew I was already thin on that side, but the dermatologist experience just let me know that I need to make sure that I stick with my stylist that's already in my corner and looking out for my hair, and do my own research, because just because they have that MD behind their name, there are no, or in my case, they were not any more well versed in black hair care, black issues as it relates to hair loss.
Okay. So if you could give a woman that has literally began her journey in hair loss, overall, with the things that you have done, with the process of everything, what would be a piece of advice that you could give her that you feel that would be helpful in her processing just losing hair? Because I've been an individual to where I've done a style and I've used a product before that caused me to have hair loss because I had to pull the tracks out of my hair, and so for me it was like, okay, well, I caused it on myself, so in that form, yes, my edges and so forth, they're thin, and they used to be like cat lick. They're a little bit better now. However, I know personally for me, just in having, my edges and years ago when I didn't feel confident, how I would take, mascara and, different things just to kind of, improvise. And so I know for me, the feeling that it gave me, it made me very insecure, and at the time, being a stylist, it was more easy for me to be able to find something that I could kind of, camouflage my hair with. But to the consumer, to that woman that, that's not her element, hair is not her thing. However, she likes, to get her hair done. She likes looking good. She likes her hair and so forth like that. Love her hair. and then she begins to experience, losing hair, what is something that you feel that, you can honestly give her that could help her through her journey?
Whatever stage of hair loss you might be at, it's going to be devastating. However, please don't let stylists, like you said, just rip tracks out of your hair. Try out a lot of stylists.
Mm-hmm.
I don't just go to a new one every time until you find someone where you can walk in and say, I feel confident that this person is going to care for my hair. Because as you're going through the hair loss, it is devastating. You are probably going to panic. And going to someone that's not in your corner, that's not behind your head actually, that's trying to figure out what might be going wrong with you, that's not going to help you in the long run. You're just going to experience more loss, be more frustrated, and it all boils down to trying to take care of yourself and trying to find the best stylist. And don't be like me, because I've stayed with stylists for years that didn't have my best hair interest at heart. And I think I might be in a different position if I had had someone that was wanting me to have healthy hair as much as I was wanting to have healthy hair.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really about finding someone that's going to try to help you through that panic and devastation, and getting it and taking their advice to heed. Asking them for recommendations. Don't be afraid to ask them for recommendations of what to do, or what products to use, or what products not to use.
Yes.
If something's going to exacerbate your situation, they are professionals. So ask them. Don't go to the beauty supply. Their place is overwhelming, and you're pretty much left to your own devices in a beauty supply with thousands of products. Ask your hair care specialist what you can do at home in between your maintenance appointments. That's my advice.
Okay. That's good advice. And I have to say this, because I truly believe in giving flowers while a person is still present. And so, like I said, I've been on this journey with Lady M for a good while, enough to know and to be able to see that even in her walk and her hair loss, she's bloomed in so many different other areas. This was a woman that came into this shop, and she was reserved. She was, she talked, but only when you talk to her. And so it's amazing for me to see now, because I feel like the experience that we have shared together, that I'm seeing her out of her shell. And she's an amazing woman, and I am creating a hub and a space for women, just a multitude of different things. But when it comes down to the hair loss, to being able to just talk and share their story, because everybody experiences different. And I am so grateful that I have been given the opportunity to be a part of these women in their lives, and as they take certain things back that they've once felt that hair loss has taken away. Is the journey easy? No. Do I see them come in sometime and feel defeated? Absolutely. But my job is not to focus on defeat. It's to focus on the now and what we're going to do. And when I tell you guys, it has been an amazing journey to watch her, because I'm able to see now how she brings up topics and how we discuss things, and how she, on my side is more social with me, and how I already see how I am going to be able to share her with the world, you know, because she's going to step into a space and shock herself. And so right now we're step by step. Every appointment is just, I mean, it is like elevating us to where this woman is literally one day going to be able to speak to women and do it by herself and not having to utilize, you know, me or anybody else, but just to give them different tools and different gems, because she is a load of information. And that's what we have to learn sometime. It's not always about the label. It's not always about the title. It's not always about the certification. It's not always about the credentials. That sometimes you have to honestly get with a person that has walked the walk, and they can tell you because they felt the emotions. They've been doing and putting in the work. And sometimes you just have to know how to come back and just ask questions and be present with them. And so that's why I wanted to do this interview with her, because she doesn't realize how much work she has done and how much informal information that she has. And this interview, I already feel it in my heart of hearts, is going to help that woman that was once in the state that she was in. And so now as she elevates, it leaves space for another woman to grow and step into that era where she was, and she can actually look back and see that, you know, through her guidance and the things that she has experienced and done, she can give this lady some tools to put in her toolbox as she journeyed through this. So I thank you, Lady M, for
and you're right, this isn't me, but I do see myself helping someone else in the future, because you helped me, and yeah, it's a difference from when we first met.
Yeah, it definitely is, and I love it. Like, I mean, it's amazing, you know, even from your skin to just your energy, your spirit, like all of that, like it's living and it's growing. And the thing is that you're starting to challenge yourself to do other things, because you started doing the work on something, and so it started the process of you moving and shifting some things. And a lot of times, you know, when we start doing the work, we find out certain things and we discover certain things. And sometimes, you know, we can be in spaces that are a little bit dim, and it's because we're experiencing, you know, loss, you know, in this area, or we may be experiencing where we're growing in this area. So certain things are dying off, and it's giving us space to be able to bring new things in. And so I'm grateful that I made it through the checkpoint with Lady M, because like I said, she is loads of informal information, and you just have to know her to know that she's sharp. So iron sharpen iron. And so I'm grateful, you know, for you to be transparent, you know, in your journey and just be able to help. So is there anything else that, you know, you would want to say, or, you know, just leave you know, any woman with, because this video is going to be uploaded to YouTube so y'all can see the full video, but it also will go on my Instagram page, which is my page, you know, that I do hair and stuff on. So anything that you would like to say?
We just have to invest in ourselves. I know it's easier said than done. And find you a holistic stylist, again, that cares about your hair, any hair issues you're having, but also cares about how you're doing within the whole person, because it's all integrated. So that's
wow. And there you have it. So I thank you guys for tuning in. I thank you just for trusting me to come and just share information with you. I thank you for watching this video. I thank you for subscribing. I thank you for just following the journey and trusting the process. So you guys continue to look forward for our videos that are to come. When I tell you that trust the process, Express Hair Care, we have some great things going on. There's going to be a lot of new things that are going to be being birthed out of these four walls. So all I can tell y'all is to get ready and to remember to always trust the process.